Have you ever met someone who felt strangely familiar, as if you already knew them? A connection that seems to bypass logic entirely? Your eyes meet, and for a moment, time itself seems to pause. Your heart races as if it has found a part of itself it didn't know was missing. But there's a complication. She's married, or he has an established family. And suddenly you ask yourself, how can the universe be so unfair? Why would it awaken in you the certainty that you found your twin flame exactly when they are unavailable? Are you imagining it? Or is there a deeper reason behind this seemingly impossible situation? Carl Jung had an answer, and it might transform the way you understand soul connections. In this video, you'll learn why your twin flame might be with someone else in this lifetime, and more importantly, the true spiritual purpose behind this encounter that seems destined for suffering. Brace yourself, because what you're about to hear could completely shift your understanding of love, destiny, and spiritual growth. By the end, you'll see why this situation, as painful as it feels, might be exactly what your soul needs to evolve. Before exploring the challenges of a committed twin flame, it's important to define the concept through Carl Jung's perspective. The internet is full of romanticized ideas about twin flames that often confuse more than they clarify. Jung didn't use the term twin flame explicitly, but his work on synchronicity, individuation, and the collective unconscious provides the most solid framework for understanding these extraordinary connections. For Jung, certain people enter our lives not by chance, but as part of an archetypal process leading to psychological wholeness. A twin flame, in Jung's view, carries the perfect projection of your anima or animus, the inner counterpart of the opposite gender within each of us. That's why the recognition is instant and overwhelming. You're not just falling for a person, you're recognizing a fundamental part of yourself reflected in them. Here's the critical point many miss. Twin flames don't necessarily appear to create conventional relationships. They show up to trigger profound transformation, awaken dormant parts of the psyche, and accelerate individuation, the journey toward becoming fully who you are. Jung noticed that the most transformative relationships in our lives often involve seemingly impossible circumstances. It's as if the universe deliberately places obstacles to push us toward growth that comfort alone could never achieve. When your twin flame is married or otherwise committed, it's not a cosmic error. It's a precise design for spiritual evolution. You're called not just to love, but to transcend possessive love, discovering higher forms of human connection. The pain you feel is not a sign that something is wrong. It's evidence that something profoundly right is happening, beyond what your conscious mind can yet understand. Jung offered a revolutionary perspective on why the universe allows such encounters. He believed the psyche has its own intelligence, orchestrating specific encounters to teach lessons we could not learn any other way. Consider the spiritual alchemy he studied. Alchemical transformation does not produce easy gold. It requires intense heat, pressure, and pain to create something truly valuable. Meeting an unavailable twin flame is a similar process. The apparent cruelty serves a purpose. First, it shatters illusions about love, forcing you to question whether you truly understand unconditional love. Second, it pushes you out of relational comfort zones, propelling personal growth. Jung observed that the greatest psychological transformations occur when we confront irreconcilable paradoxes. Loving a married twin flame is one such paradox. You feel genuine love, but cannot possess. You connect deeply, yet must maintain distance. You recognize your destiny, but must honor divine timing. This tension between desire and impossibility activates what Jung called the transcendent function, the ability to hold opposites in balance until a third, a higher possibility emerges. In the case of twin flames, this often leads to a love that transcends ego and social expectation. The universe isn't cruel, it's deliberate. This situation is designed to heal parts of you unreachable through ordinary circumstances. You may need to learn to love without possession, find completeness within yourself, or develop faith in divine timing. Even when your mind struggles for control, the person your twin flame is committed to is not an obstacle. They are part of the same spiritual design. Everyone involved has lessons to learn and growth to experience. Even with a committed twin flame, the connection remains visible in subtle ways. Jung identified clear signs of true soul synchronicity, but it's crucial to distinguish genuine connection from wishful thinking. The first sign is archetypal recognition, a familiarity beyond logic, as if you've known each other across lifetimes. You may finish each other's sentences or experience synchronized thoughts or dreams. The second sign is the ability to see beyond social masks to the other's essence. Even brief encounters reveal aspects of each other usually hidden, as if psychological defenses naturally disarm. Another indicator is the catalytic effect on personal growth. Even at a distance, the twin flame prompts questioning of old beliefs, pursuit of spiritual growth, or long postponed changes. Their presence acts as a catalyst for evolution. There's also silent energetic communication. You sense each other's emotions without contact, or receive a timely sign or message when needed most. One frequently overlooked sign is mutual respect for existing commitments. True twin flames honor growth over immediate desire. They won't break commitments impulsively, and neither should you. True connection also manifests as controlled inspiration. The bond elevates and motivates, without losing touch with reality. It inspires a transcendent awareness of life, purpose, and the divine. Jung believed no encounter is accidental, especially those sparking deep transformation. Meeting a married twin flame serves precise spiritual purposes beyond romance. First, it accelerates individuation. Emotional tension pushes you to develop aspects of yourself that may remain dormant under normal circumstances. Learning unconditional love, conscious detachment, faith without guarantees, and divine patience. Qualities essential for spiritual maturity. Second, it heals karmic patterns around possessive love. Many souls carry unconscious memories of relationships where love became control, jealousy, or emotional dependence. Loving your twin flame from a distance, while honoring their commitments, is a way to purify old karmic patterns and learn higher forms of love. There's also the purpose of developing what Jung called conscious love. Most relationships operate automatically, guided by unconscious needs, projections, and repeated family dynamics. Loving someone you cannot have forces you to examine every emotion, every motivation, every desire, developing a purer, less reactive form of love. This experience also awakens what we might call your capacity for spiritual service. Even one-sided, transcendent love teaches you about deep human connection, often inspiring people to become counselors, therapists, or wiser friends. Jung observed that certain difficult experiences prepare us for greater spiritual responsibilities. You may be gaining insight for future work that demands a profound understanding of unconditional love, or preparing for a more mature, enriched relationship because of these lessons. Another purpose is to deepen your connection with the divine. When human love reaches its limits, when you love deeply but cannot possess, you are naturally guided toward higher sources of fulfillment and meaning. Many discover their true spirituality through these experiences of impossible love. Finally, you model a different kind of love for the world. Loving without possession, respecting another's autonomy, and finding joy in their happiness even when it excludes you, demonstrates a rare emotional maturity that can inspire others. The emotional reality of loving a married twin flame is like riding a daily spiritual roller coaster. Jung understood that intense psychological experiences require careful strategies to prevent harm. The first strategy is conscious acceptance of the paradox. Instead of resisting reality, fully embrace it. Yes, you have found your twin flame. Yes, they are married. Both truths coexist without contradiction. Fighting against this reality only increases suffering. The second principle is distinguishing between feeling and acting on those feelings. Jung emphasized that fully experiencing emotions doesn't mean letting them dictate behavior. You can feel longing, passion, sadness, or hope, all valid, but you should not act to change her situation. A useful technique is Jung's dialogue with the unconscious. Write letters to your twin flame you will never send. Pour out every feeling, then respond as if you were them, channeling their perspective. This helps integrate your emotions and develop a mature understanding of the dynamic. Jung also recommended working with dreams. Twin flame experiences often produce meaningful dreams that guide how to navigate the situation. Keep a dream journal, paying attention to symbols or encounters involving your twin flame. It's crucial to develop what Jung called emotional containment, the ability to hold intense feelings without being overwhelmed or suppressing them. This requires healthy rituals for processing emotions: meditation, physical activity, art, or time in nature. Emotional energy must flow constructively. Maintaining social connections is another essential strategy. Isolation fuels fantasies and dramatization. Jung stressed balanced relationships to maintain perspective and stay grounded in reality. Practice conscious presence when near your twin flame. Instead of losing yourself in romantic fantasies or analyzing gestures, simply be present. Appreciate the experience without trying to force it into something it is not. Develop a spiritual practice connecting you to a higher purpose beyond this situation through meditation, prayer, study, or service. Jung observed that the greatest psychological growth often comes disguised as intense emotional difficulty. Loving a married twin flame is one such opportunity, fostering rare spiritual qualities. The first growth is learning detached love. Most confuse love with possession, passion with need, or connection with dependence. Here, you must purify your understanding of love. Desire their happiness even when it doesn't include you. This is not resignation, but a higher form of love. The second growth is developing divine patience, trusting the universe's timing even when it conflicts with personal desires. Certain lessons can only be learned through conscious waiting. Some things cannot be forced, controlled, or manipulated, no matter how strong your will. Next is cultivating emotional integrity. In this situation, it's easy to justify manipulation, seduction, or dramatic attempts to change circumstances. You are called to uphold your highest values, strengthening your character in ways ordinary situations cannot. Jung emphasized developing the transcendent function, the ability to hold psychological tensions without prematurely resolving them. Here, you learn to live with ambiguity, uncertainty, and paradox, a skill serving all areas of life. Another growth is finding meaning in suffering. Jung believed conscious, integrated suffering is transformative. Not all pain needs immediate resolution. Some carry spiritual gifts accessible only through full experience. Universal compassion also develops. You gain deeper understanding of human complexity, reducing judgment toward people in love triangles, difficult relationships, or morally ambiguous situations. This expanded compassion benefits the world. You also cultivate emotional self-sufficiency. Happiness cannot rely on external circumstances. Even while loving your twin flame, you must create an inner source of satisfaction and purpose, independent of the relationship. Finally, you grow spiritual faith, a conviction in a higher intelligence guiding your life, even when the plan is unclear. This faith is not naivety, but wisdom gained from direct experiences, synchronicities, and meaning beyond ordinary logic. The lingering question is whether union with your married twin flame is possible. Jung would say this is the wrong question. The true question is whether you are ready to embrace whatever possibilities the universe presents. Divine timing never follows human schedules. If a union is destined, it will occur when both are spiritually prepared. This might be months, years, decades, or never in this lifetime. All possibilities are equally valid spiritually. Jung observed that synchronicities cannot be forced. They appear when personal consciousness aligns with universal flow. In twin flame relationships, a union can only happen when both have completed sufficient individuation to sustain a mature bond. If she is married, she has lessons to learn in that current context about commitment, soul contracts, and personality growth unique to her situation. Attempting to interfere is like hastening fruit ripening. It may fall, but it won't be sweet. Your role during this period is to focus on your own growth. Jung stressed that we attract only what matches our energetic vibration. To create a mature spiritual union with your twin flame, first become capable of sustaining it. Heal your relational patterns, develop your talents, pursue your purpose, learn to be happy alone, and cultivate patience, compassion, wisdom, and faith. When two people are truly ready, the universe naturally removes obstacles. Changes can occur in unexpected ways, outcomes neither of you could predict or plan. Trying to force these changes through pressure or manipulation usually creates complications. If a separation occurs in her marriage, it must happen naturally. She needs to reach her own conclusions about what's best for her life. Your role is simply to remain emotionally and spiritually available for whatever may arise. But here's a key truth Jung would emphasize. Physical union may not be the ultimate goal. Some twin flames exist to teach transcendent forms of love that do not require conventional relationships. The spiritual connection between you may be far more powerful and transformative at a distance than it would be through premature physical union. The real test is your ability to genuinely wish her happiness, even if she remains married. Loving without possession, supporting without controlling, and finding joy in her joy, regardless of its source, is the type of love twin flames are destined to teach. No matter how the situation unfolds, Jung would say that simply experiencing love for your married twin flame has already transformed you irreversibly. You are no longer the same person you were before this encounter. This inner transformation, rather than physical union, may be the true gift of this experience. The first transformation is expanding your capacity to love. You've discovered love can exist deeply without possession, freeing you from neurotic patterns in future relationships. You will no longer confuse love with control or passion with dependence. The second transformation is learning a mature relationship with suffering. Jung observed that the ability to find meaning in pain marks psychological evolution. You've realized that some suffering carries valuable spiritual gifts rather than being pointless. You've also transformed your relationship with time and control. Life's most significant events cannot be forced or manipulated. This cultivates surrender and trust, benefiting all areas of your life. Archetypal experiences, Jung noted, leave lasting marks on the psyche. Encountering your twin flame has awakened aspects of your personality that will remain active forever, giving you deeper sensitivity, intuition, and spiritual insight. The experience often clarifies your life mission. Even when unavailable, your twin flame encounter can illuminate purpose, career direction, and unique contributions to the world. It awakens dormant aspects of yourself and serves as a spiritual initiation, a trial by fire expanding your capacities and sense of responsibility. Perhaps the most important transformation is learning to recognize and honor sacred connections wherever they appear. You'll no longer overlook synchronicities, meaningful encounters, or growth disguised as challenges. You've learned that true love transcends circumstances, obstacles, and even physical relationships. You've experienced this directly, which transforms how you relate to the world. If you've made it this far, you understand that your twin flame's marriage was not a cruel twist of fate. It is an invitation to a rare form of spiritual evolution. Jung devoted his life to understanding how the psyche grows through paradoxes and apparent impossibilities. Events we resist most are often those we most need for growth. Your twin flame may be married because both of you need lessons only possible in this context. She may be learning about commitment, promises, and personal growth unique to her current relationship. You are learning unconditional love, divine patience, and faith without guarantees. The universe never wastes experiences. Every moment of pain, every night of doubt, every act of loving without possession builds qualities in you that will last forever. You are becoming capable of loving in purer, freer, and more transcendent ways. Perhaps physical union will happen someday, perhaps not. But the spiritual union already exists and cannot be broken by external circumstances. This connection transcends this life, this time, and apparent limitations. What matters is not whether you will be with your twin flame, but who you are becoming through this experience. The person you are becoming, wiser, more compassionate, spiritually mature, is someone worthy of any love the universe intends to give. Jung reminded us that life's goal is not happiness, but meaning. The meaning you extract from this seemingly impossible situation is a treasure no one can take. You've learned to love beyond ego limitations, an extraordinary spiritual achievement. Trust the process, honor the connection, respect divine timing, and continue growing toward the person this experience calls you to be. In the end, the true union your soul seeks may not be with another person, but with your higher self. If this message resonates with you, if you see your own story reflected here, leave a comment saying, "I trust the divine purpose of love." That way, we know the message reached where it needed to go. To explore the deepest mysteries of the human soul, spiritual growth, and the wisdom of Carl Jung, subscribe and turn on notifications. Here, you'll discover transformative teachings on love, destiny, and spiritual evolution. Your journey is just beginning, and it is more beautiful than you can imagine.